Hi everybody, it's Richard here and welcome to another video. About 4 weeks or so I did my top 20 Ringo Starr songs, my favourite 20 songs of his. This time I thought I'd have a go at George Harrison. Now, unlike the Ringo video, I don't have to pull stuff from George's Beatles career, because he's got enough good stuff to do a top 20. He's actually got enough to do a top 30. But if I were to actually something, and Here Comes the Sun would be probably 1 and 2 because they're that good. But I am not the biggest George Harrison fan. I've always thought that his work with the Beatles was excellent, but I always thought he struggled to carry off writing a whole album by himself. I know a lot of people will say All Things Must Pass, but All Things Must Pass was written over a long period of time, so for me really his first solo album was the one that he actually sat down to write for, was probably Living in the Material World, and I always thought his albums always had 2 or 3 really good songs and the rest not so good. But anyway, I'll start and I'll name a few that just are bubbling onto the top 20, and ones for me are Don't Let Me Wait Too Long from Living in the Material World, Ding Dong Ding Dong from Dark Horse, which I do like, Crackerbox Palace from 33 1/3, Love Comes to Everyone from George Harrison. In fact, that's my favourite album. It's not overly represented in this top 20 either, but it's the most consistent. And Poor Little Girl, which he wrote after the Cloud 9 album, which featured on his Dark Horse Volume 2. So I'll race through these 20, and at number 20 I'm going to give it to, from 33 1/3, Beautiful Girl. Absolutely lovely song. Just got a really good melody. It's really nice. That's all I can say. It's just a really nice song. Number 19, I give it to Apple Scruffs from All Things Must Pass. Very acoustic-y. Yeah, I know it's about groupies and so forth, but it's a really good wee song, and it would probably have got on a Beatles album, I think, if the Beatles had stayed together. But yeah, that would be my number 19. Great song. Number 18, and this is probably, a lot of people will go, what? But I'm going to go with Wake Up My Love, the single from Gone Troppo. The reason I like it is different. There is the synthesizer in it that a lot of people don't like. It does sound like Gloria by Laura Branigan, so it does. But it's a really good song, and I think his voice is good as well, and it's just so different, and it's good to hear, and I think it's uplifting, really do, and I really enjoy it. So that's my number 18. Okay, number 17, and from Cloud 9 I'm going to give it to Fish in the Sand. Again, it's very Wilbury-esque, so it is. You can tell this is a Jeff Lynne produced number, but again, it's a good melody and he sings it well. It's catchy song. It's the catchiest song on this, so that gets my number 17. Number 16, and another one that's even more catchy, and it's from Brainwashed, his posthumous album, and it's the opening track, Any Road. Very, very catchy again. I love the instruments on it. It's acoustic-y, and it's just a perfect opener. Whenever I first heard this, I thought, oh my god, this is actually going to be really good. And this is a very good album as well. This is up there with his best albums. So Any Road will get my number 16. Number 15, and again from Cloud 9, I showed a single. And I know he didn't write it, but it's a brilliant song. Got My Mind Set on You. Got to number 1 in America. I think it's got number 2 in the UK. Massive hit. 2 videos. Both good videos as well, and it brought him back into the limelight. Excellent song, and if you think it's an old crappy cover version, listen to Shakin' Stevens' version of it and then you'll absolutely love this. This is a great version of the song. So Got My Mind Set on You, it's my number 15. Number 14, and it's one of the religious ones, and I do like these chanty songs he does, and it's Is It He, J.C. Krishna. It's the last song, I believe, in side 2. Yeah, it's very My Sweet Lordy, but I do really like it. I do like those religious chant numbers that he does, and this is the highlight of this album for me. So that is J.C. Krishna, Is It He, number 14. Number 13, and I'm going to give it to the lovely Life Itself from Somewhere in England. This is quite also almost like a waltzy type number, but again it's religious. It's all about God. But you know, the thing I do like about this one as well, you can it's generic lyrics where you can actually apply it to whoever you want, or God if you wish. I actually think it's a beautiful song with a beautiful medley in quite a waltzy number. But it's really, really good, and it's, I think, really the only decent song off this album. I was never too keen on the single, which is obviously not going to be in my top 20 all those years ago, but yeah, Life Itself gets my number 13. Number 12, I'm going to go with Dark Sweet Lady from George Harrison in 1979. Another ballad. It's again beautiful. I think he's really good at some of these ballads. Excellent. This album is just really magnificent. The songs are very, very strong on it, but there's only one more that gets in my top 20, which you will find out in a minute. But yeah, it's a fantastic album, and it actually is like one of the albums that he tried to redo. This album was Somewhere in England. He followed the same formula, but he didn't have the same songs, and that's where this one wins. Okay, number 11, and yet another slow one, and it's from Living in the Material World, and it is Be Here Now. No, not the Oasis album, but again, beautiful song from a good album. This actually does have a good half a dozen really good songs on it, so that gets my number 11, Be Here Now. Number 10, not much lyrically, but catchy as hell, and I go for You from Extra Texture, which is probably his worst album, that or Somewhere in England. But it's a really good song. It opens the album, and then I can forget about the rest of the album. But I really do enjoy this. It's catchy, but there's nothing to it. I love you, and it keeps going. A couple of extra words in there now and again, but that's it. But again, it's really infectious. It's a good song. Number 9, and I know this is a dig at Mr. McCartney, but it's a really good rocker, and it's Wah Wah from All Things Must Pass. It maybe goes on a little bit too long, but it is a real good rocking song. Excellent. I'm not too keen on the way he goes on about Paul. They all seem to pick on Paul as soon as they became solo artists, but still, you can't deny it's a great song. Number 8, and another hit single, and again from Living in the Material World. This is Give Me Love, Give Me Peace on Earth. Top 10 hit in the UK, number 1 in America. It's just a very, very strong song, and it's one of his best singles. Very good, excellent. Number 7. I don't know if I can find this now. Yeah, number 7. It's also from Brainwashed, and it's the song Run So Far, and I love the guitar in this, and I believe this was actually written for Eric Clapton in the 80s, and then he recorded it himself before he died. It's my favourite song off this album. I really do enjoy it. I haven't actually heard Eric Clapton's version, but apparently it's quite good as well. But yeah, good melody, good song. So that's my number 7. Number 6, and again we'll go back to this, and it's another one of his chanty ones, and it's Waiting on You All, and I love the production on it. It's really, really good. It's a real let's sing out loud, sing along to it. It's really, really good song. I don't think it would have done well with the Beatles because it is too religious, but still it's very uplifting. I really do enjoy it. So it's Waiting on You All at number 6. Number 5, I'm going to go back to George Harrison from 1979, and it's If You Believe, which is the last song on side 2. Acoustic, really good, excellent, sing-alongable. It's a word I tend to use a lot. No such word, but I still use it. yeah, this is the one that I got to like first, and I've just fallen in love with this song. I really do enjoy it, and I think this should have been a single, so that gets my number 5. Number 4, and we will go with, we'll go back to Gone Tropo again, and it is That's the Way It Goes, and it's the second song off side 1. It's the most George Harrison-y song on this album. It's not riddled with the synthesizers. It's traditional George Harrison guitar. It's a beautiful, beautiful song, and again, it's got a really good melody to it, and I've always liked this. So That's the Way It Goes from Gone Tropo, and it also got onto the Best of Dark Horse. So did the song Gone Tropo actually, which I don't understand why, but that gets my number 4. Number 3, and another slow one, and it's from Living in the Material World, and it's the song That Is All, which is the last song on side 2, and it is gorgeous, and the piano is gorgeous, everything about the song is gorgeous, and this most certainly, if the Beatles had stayed together, would have been on a Beatles album. It's a beautiful, beautiful song. So That Is All is my number 3. Number 2, and his big number 1 hit, that's My Sweet Lord. Yes, it's the Chantilly song again, and I know he was sued for this, but I don't care. It was worth it, because this is 100 times better than He's So Fine. I think that's what you called it, and this is beautiful. I never ever get fed up with this. And I could play this over and over and over again. It deserved to get to number 1. I don't think it would have been recorded by the Beatles, and if it was, it would have been almost like a George on his own put on a B-side, and there's no way that should ever be a B-side. But released as a single, as I say, got to number 1 in both the US and the UK. And my number 1 choice is, and I'm not moving, I'm just flipping, and it's B-side here, and that's What Is Life. I'm certain if the Beatles had stayed together, this and Maybe I'm Amazed would have been their next 2 singles. This is a brilliant song. Even Olivia Newton-John does a brilliant version of it. I just think it's so uplifting, and there's a great wee video on YouTube as well, the girl dancing to it. But funny enough, they use that same girl, the same dance, to various different songs, but it works so well with this. And this is my favourite George Harrison song. Why it was the B-side of My Sweet Lord, I'll never know. At least in America, it was the second single off the album. It should have been the second single. There was only 1 single released in the UK off All Things Must Pass. This should have been the second one, or even the first one. So that's my number 1. Okay, so that's my ranking of, well, it's not a ranking, that's my 20 favourite George Harrison songs from his solo career. I just flew through those. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope to have another video quite soon. All the best now. Bye bye.